this segment, I'm delighted to have a children's book author, Andrea Vilemont Moreau, and her delightful book. Andrea, welcome to our show.
Thanks, I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. I love children's books. So tell me about your books. Pick it up, show us to the camera.
Okay, this is I Mustache You to Read with Me.
I mustache. I love that. A little full of puns. I must ask, mustache. Very cute. And I see a little mustache on your collar there. That's cute.
Yeah.
And the book comes with a mustache, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does. I actually give away stickers for the kids to read with, and then after they're finished, they can come back and put it on Henry.
I see the little, what is that, a
Henry.
cat has and a dog. They both have
That's
mustaches
Mavis and Vincent. They're also big characters in the book.
too. Uh-huh.
And Vincent is actually a real character in real life. He's actually my dog.
He's your dog. What
yeah.
type of dog?
He's just a mutt from the SPCA.
Oh, yes, that's good. Save a life for the mutt and the SPCA. That's delightful. Tell us about your book.
Well, this book actually started as an idea I had when I was putting on an after-school family reading program when I was a librarian at an elementary school, East Hancock and Kiln. And I was inspired just thinking about families reading together and children reading at home and instilling that love of words and books and reading at home. And I used to put on these after-school family reading groups. Happy Hollow Reading was one of them. The Bunny Book Hop was another, where parents and kids would come to school.
Bunny Book Hop.
The Bunny Book Hop.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, and parents and kids would come to school, and teachers and volunteers from the community would read books to them. And one of the last ones I did when I was still a librarian was mustaches were like a really popular trend at the time, and I thought about I Mustache You to Read with Me, and then the book just started coming together. I thought about puns and plays on words and how fun it is to just play with words, because kids don't know that they can do that until maybe they really think about a Dr. Seuss book and they can make up words, and words have always fascinated me. So the book started from there, and then I thought about figurative language, and sometimes concepts are difficult to teach, and when you have a book that introduces concepts like that, puns and alliteration and things like that, somehow it resonates with children and becomes real to them. And
Absolutely. Makes children inspired, makes them want to read and pick up more books. And as you were telling me before we started, one of the most important things is to read to your child, to encourage them to get used to reading books. So open your book. I want to see some of the illustrations. And
so at the beginning of the book, Henry just loves to read. And he reads with Mavis the cat, he reads with Vincent the dog, but that's just not enough. He really wants to read with his parents. So he has to come up with a way to get his parents' attention and stop being busy and sit down and read with him. So he dug through his drawers, he tore up his toy box, he pilfered the pantry, and he created and crafted until he used his imagination and came up with some ideas to get his parents' attention. And
I like this. Master of ceremony. Look at this picture here.
yeah.
See, master of ceremony and like, boom.
Yeah, so
Get your attention, pay attention to me. I have a puppy like that.
Exactly. He threw a banana to his mother and said, "I must appeal to you."
Oh, the banana. I appeal to you.
I must appeal to you. And then he starts using puns and figurative language.
So tell me this one. I'm wild about books.
I'm wild about books.
And reading is a hoot.
Yes.
Owl. Always appreciate you reading to me. Look at his big owl eyes. That's so clever. Who did your illustrations?
Clinton Bowers is an illustrator in Arizona.
Okay.
And the publisher hooked that up. And I've never met Mr. Bowers, but I really appreciate the
So your
beautiful
publisher hooked you up with your illustrator. I see that a lot in children's books. A lot of people come to me and say, well, how can I get my book illustrated? And I said, your publisher probably do that. Who is your publisher?
Brother Mockingbird Publishers. They're local, small publisher, just getting off the ground. And
tell us again.
yeah, Brother Mockingbird.
Brother Mockingbird. And where are they out of?
In Diamond Head.
Diamond Head. Okay, great. They did a beautiful job on this.
Yeah, really did. And And that's really, I think, more often the case is when you sign on with a publisher as a children's author, you sometimes don't have any creative
input.
Yeah, exactly. Input
or
into
control over how it's going to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So luckily, I had some, and even though I'd never met the illustrator, we were able to communicate through email and through our publisher to get some of these ideas across.
Photographs of penguins. Bring the center camera. I want to show. Bring the center camera here. There's a penguin. Aha.
And reading is cool.
That's all if you're in school and you bring in all these props and kids get to play with them. Put on the wizard's hat.
Yeah, there you go. Reading is magical.
It's magical. I like
That's
that
right.
correlation. All right, that's great. So tell us about this one too. This goes an accompanying little pamphlet that goes with the book. Tell us about this.
I wrote this to go along with the book. This is a teacher and librarian guide, and it has the Common Core standards. It has that go along with the puns and figurative language in the book. It has discussion questions, vocabulary. It tells you how to start a book club at your school, even if it's an elementary school, how to host a family reading night event like I used to, and how to use the book in your lesson plans. So it's great for homeschool parents as well as teachers and librarians.
A lot of homeschool parents look for things like this. I've had a lot of homeschoolers on my show, and this is a great thing for that. And they get all the stuff on your website, huh?
Yeah, this is only on the website. Now this you can buy anywhere books are sold, but this...
Like at Bay Books. You said you had a signing at Bay Books.
I had a signing at Bay Books. I have one Saturday at Barnes & Noble. I'll be at the Diamond Head Craft Fair.
Great.
With you.
Yeah. I hate it when I have competition.
Well, it's just, yeah. My book is a little bit younger than some of your books, right? But yeah, so I'm excited to do that. I'm also going to tour with LAMP, which is Library and Media Professionals. I'm going to go talk to librarians.
Wow, that's a great thing.
All
How did
over
you get hooked up with that opportunity?
Well, as a librarian, I used to go to these venues to learn more about books and find, it's sort of a captive audience for authors, really. So Delaney Books, a different publisher, asked me if I would be their guest author to sign books at their table. Well, coincidentally, I had already planned on having a booth myself.
Oh.
So, so I think that'll be fun to work with Delaney Books and Children's Plus, as well as have my own booth there.
Absolutely. You have a great opportunity to publicize your books and get them out there.
Talk to teachers.
Wish you best of luck on that. How much are these books?
The book is $15.99, and my teacher librarian guide is $4.99. And if you get them through the website, I give you a bunch of free bookmarks and mustache stickers, and of course I autograph it.
That's nice. And if they want to get you, if some teacher wants to get you on her show, how would they arrange that?
Oh, through the website, AndreaVilemontMoreau.com, and I can come visit schools. I do customized presentations for the kids, very interactive, using tons of props. And actually, a friend of mine is creating a song about Henry and reading with your family.
I like it. Multimedia, huh?
Yeah. And so it should be a really good time. I'll talk about getting started writing and reading.
And what age
like
group? If a teacher's looking to have you in, what age would you target?
Kindergarten through 5th.
Okay, well, that's a big range,
Yeah,
kindergarten through 5th.
I think it has something in there for that.
For all ages.
All ages, really.
And you should know because you've been a librarian, boy, for so many years.
Yeah.
Tell us about your career again. You're an English teacher in high school and then a librarian and...
I used to be an English teacher in New Orleans and moved over here in 2001, and then couldn't find an English teaching job. Ended up at the Hancock County Public Library System as a reference clerk, and then became branch manager of the Pearlington Public Library, and then went back to school and at USM got my master's in library and information science because I loved working in the library so much. And then my first librarian job was at St. Martin North Elementary out here, and then ended up at East Hancock. And
so you've been really all over the place. It's great.
Yeah.
We're so glad to have you on the show. This is your first book, and you have more to come, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Thank
you
you
for
so
coming on our
much.
show, Andrea. It was
Thank
a pleasure
you for
to have
having
you.
me.